You've been told that the key to better sleep is avoiding food or drink right before bed. But that advice, while it sounds logical, is wrong for many women over 50. In fact, the worst thing you can do if you're struggling with insomnia, night sweats, or restless tossing and turning is to go to bed on an empty stomach. Your body isn't wired to power down in starvation mode, especially once your hormones begin to shift after menopause. Here's the truth. One simple drink, taken at the right time, can calm your nervous system, stabilize your blood sugar, and reset the very hormones that keep sabotaging your sleep. And I'll show you exactly what to drink, why it works, and how it transforms your nights. Let's begin with why sleep becomes such a frustrating challenge after 50. Your body's production of estrogen and progesterone declines. These hormones are not only for fertility, they are deeply tied to your brain's ability to relax and transition into deep sleep. Progesterone in particular acts like nature's tranquilizer. It binds to GABA receptors in the brain, the same calming pathways targeted by anti-anxiety medications. When progesterone falls, that natural sedation vanishes, leaving you wide awake at 2 a.m. Add to that the drop in estrogen, which destabilizes your thermoregulation, the body's ability to control heat, and you now have hot flashes and night sweats waking you at the worst possible times. But there's another hidden factor that most women never connect to their sleep: blood sugar. Even if you don't have diabetes, even if you've never been told you have a problem, unstable blood sugar is often the silent reason you can't stay asleep. Here's how it works. When your blood sugar dips too low in the middle of the night, your body interprets it as an emergency. Cortisol, the stress hormone, spikes to bring your blood sugar back up. But cortisol is the opposite of what you want at 2 a.m. It jolts you awake, speeds your heart, and locks your brain into alert mode. No wonder you're staring at the ceiling for hours. Now this is where the nighttime drink becomes powerful. The right drink at the right time delivers a steady release of nutrients that prevent blood sugar crashes, support calming neurotransmitters, and give your brain the raw materials it needs to stay asleep. And here's the counterintuitive part. Sometimes a small amount of natural sugar combined with protein and minerals is exactly what your body craves at night. It's not about starving the body into sleep. It's about giving the body a signal of safety and balance. Think about this. In traditional cultures, women often ended the day with warm herbal tonics, broths, or spiced milks. These weren't random rituals. They worked with the body's natural nighttime chemistry. Science is only now catching up. For example, warm milk isn't just a myth told to children. Milk contains tryptophan, an amino acid that becomes serotonin and then melatonin, the hormone that tells your brain it's time to sleep. Add magnesium, calcium, and a small touch of natural sweetness. And suddenly you have a recipe for calmer nerves, balanced hormones, and uninterrupted rest. But let me go deeper, because I don't want to just tell you what to drink. I want you to understand why it works. Melatonin, the sleep hormone, is produced in the pineal gland, but it relies on serotonin as its foundation. Serotonin itself is built from tryptophan. Where does tryptophan come from? Food. And when combined with a small dose of carbohydrate, tryptophan crosses more easily into the brain. This is why having a warm drink with both protein and a little natural sugar before bed can feel like a switch being flipped. Your body finally has the building blocks to produce what it's been missing. There's also the role of magnesium. By the time most women reach 50, magnesium deficiency is common, thanks to stress, caffeine, and nutrient-poor diets. Magnesium relaxes muscles, lowers blood pressure, and most importantly, calms overactive neurons in the brain. Think of magnesium as nature's off switch. Without enough of it, your nervous system keeps firing even when you want it silent. A nighttime drink enriched with magnesium is like pouring water over a crackling fire. It cools the sparks, so sleep can finally catch hold. Now here's where suspense builds, because I'm about to share 3 drinks you can use, but each one works differently depending on your body's needs. One balances blood sugar, one cools night sweats, and one directly triggers sleep hormones. And if you choose the right one, not only will your nights improve, but your mornings will stop feeling like punishment. Instead of waking groggy, you'll feel refreshed, with steadier energy all day. Let's start with the blood sugar stabilizer, because this is the hidden cause that ruins sleep for more women than you realize. Imagine drinking a blend of warm almond milk, a teaspoon of raw honey, and a sprinkle of cinnamon. Almond milk delivers magnesium and healthy fats. Honey provides just enough glucose to prevent that 3 a.m. cortisol spike. And cinnamon improves insulin sensitivity so your blood sugar doesn't swing wildly. This simple combination sends your body the message: you are safe, you will not starve, you can rest. Next is the Hormone Soother, designed especially for hot flashes and night sweats. Flaxseed tea or golden milk with turmeric has compounds called phytoestrogens, plant-based molecules that gently mimic estrogen in the body. They don't replace estrogen fully, but they calm the sudden spikes and drops that trigger those sweaty, heart-pounding wake-ups. Add a pinch of black pepper to activate turmeric's anti-inflammatory effects, and you have a drink that cools your system from the inside out. And finally, the sleep hormone trigger, warm milk with nutmeg. Nutmeg contains natural compounds that enhance serotonin pathways, working hand in hand with milk's tryptophan. This duo is like handing your brain the precise keys to unlock melatonin production. Take it 30 minutes before bed, and you're not just hoping to sleep. You're actively programming your body to produce the hormones it needs. Now, I know what you might be thinking. You've tried teas, supplements, even medications, and nothing works. But here's what most of those approaches miss: timing and synergy. It's not about one ingredient. It's about how proteins, minerals, and natural sugars interact with your nervous system at the exact time your body is trying to power down. This is why I'm emphasizing a drink, not a pill. Liquids absorb faster, signal the gut-brain axis more directly, and create an immediate calming ritual that tells your body, the day is over, it's safe to rest. In just a moment, I'll share the exact recipes and step-by-step instructions. But before that, I want you to understand one last key: the role of cortisol rhythm. Cortisol should be highest in the morning, giving you energy to wake up, and lowest at night so you can sleep. But after 50, stress, hormone shifts, and poor nutrition flip this rhythm upside down. Cortisol stays high at night, and you feel wired but tired. The right nighttime drink lowers evening cortisol gently, without medication, and restores that natural curve. This is not just about better sleep tonight. It's about resetting the entire 24-hour cycle of your hormones. You might think the solution is as simple as drinking chamomile tea. While chamomile can relax you, the truth is it's far too weak to address the real issues happening in your body after 50. Your sleeplessness isn't just about stress. It's a full hormonal shift. Progesterone, estrogen, melatonin, and cortisol are all playing tug-of-war. And unless you calm that war at the root, no amount of tea is going to keep you asleep. Let's talk about why your sleep window gets shorter with age. The brain produces less melatonin naturally. By 50, melatonin levels are often less than half of what they were in your 20s. Without this powerful hormone, the body's internal clock loses its rhythm. You may feel tired but wired at night, then sluggish all morning. That's not a failure of willpower. That's biology. But here's where food as medicine comes in. You can't force melatonin production with supplements alone. What you can do is provide your brain with tryptophan, magnesium, vitamin B6, and a controlled release of glucose so that serotonin and melatonin production happens smoothly. This is why the timing of your nighttime drink is critical. Drink it too early, and your blood sugar may crash before midnight. Drink it too late, and your digestion may keep you awake. The sweet spot is about 30 to 60 minutes before bed. That's enough time for nutrients to enter your bloodstream, calm your nervous system, and signal your brain to release sleep hormones. Now let's address the nervous system itself. Most women don't realize that insomnia is not always a brain problem. It often begins in the gut. Inside your intestines live trillions of microbes, many of which help produce neurotransmitters like serotonin and GABA. In fact, over 90% of your serotonin is made in the gut, not the brain. If your gut is inflamed, unbalanced, or lacking the right fuel, your brain chemistry suffers. That's why women who eat ultra-processed food or who skip meals often find their sleep worsening as they age. A nighttime drink rich in prebiotics and calming nutrients doesn't just soothe you for one night. It feeds the very microbes that keep your brain calm long-term. Consider this example. A drink made with warm oat milk, a spoonful of ground flaxseed, and a dash of cinnamon. Oats contain beta-glucans, which are prebiotic fibers that nourish healthy gut bacteria. Flaxseed offers lignans, plant compounds that act like gentle estrogen mimics, smoothing out hot flashes and mood swings. And cinnamon helps regulate glucose while adding warmth. This isn't just a comfort drink. It's a hormonal balancer disguised as a bedtime ritual. Now let's get into the science of GABA. GABA is your brain's main inhibitory neurotransmitter. It's the chemical that tells neurons to slow down, stop firing, and relax. Think of it as your internal brake system. When GABA is high, your body feels heavy, calm, and ready to sleep. When GABA is low, your thoughts race, your muscles twitch, and you can't shut off. Progesterone used to help increase GABA naturally, but after menopause, that help disappears. That's one of the reasons women suddenly feel anxious at night, even if they never struggled before. Here's the trick. Certain nutrients and herbs can increase GABA activity without being addictive or sedating. Magnesium, again, is a key player. But there's also glycine, an amino acid that doubles as a calming neurotransmitter. You can find glycine in collagen powder or gelatin, which can be stirred into a warm drink at night. Glycine cools core body temperature slightly, allowing your brain to drift into deeper, slow-wave sleep. This is why bone broth or collagen-based drinks have been used traditionally as nighttime tonics. They were quietly delivering glycine to the nervous system. Let me show you how this works with a recipe. Warm a cup of chamomile-infused almond milk. Stir in a teaspoon of collagen powder and add a touch of raw honey. The chamomile soothes, the collagen provides glycine, the almond milk adds magnesium, and the honey prevents cortisol spikes. One simple cup becomes a multi-target solution. Nervous system calm, steady blood sugar, and deeper sleep architecture. But I'm not done yet. There's another piece of the puzzle most people overlook. Cortisol's relationship with melatonin. These two hormones dance in opposite rhythms. As cortisol falls in the evening, melatonin should rise. But when stress, blood sugar imbalances, or even late-night screen use keep cortisol elevated, melatonin never rises enough. That's why you might fall asleep initially, but wake up at 2 or 3 a.m. with your mind racing. To fix this, you don't just need melatonin. You need to actively lower cortisol before bed. Certain drinks help with this directly. Tart cherry juice, for example, is one of the only natural foods that contains small amounts of melatonin. But more importantly, it lowers inflammation and signals the body to relax. Paired with magnesium-rich water or warmed with spices like ginger and nutmeg, it can lower cortisol gently and restore that natural rhythm. This isn't folklore. In clinical studies, tart cherry juice extended sleep time in older adults by nearly 90 minutes. That's the difference between waking up exhausted and waking up renewed. I want you to notice something. Every drink I've mentioned so far works on multiple levels at once. None of these are magic bullets. They work because they target the root systems: blood sugar, neurotransmitters, cortisol rhythms, and hormone balance, all at the same time. That's why the results feel so different. Instead of masking symptoms, you're supporting the very biology that sleep depends on. And here's where I'll tease what's coming. In a moment, I'll share a powerful recipe that uses 3 ingredients found in most kitchens, but when combined, they act like a hormone balancing tonic. This recipe not only calms night sweats, but also stabilizes mood swings and sharpens focus the next day. I'll reveal that shortly, But first, you need to understand why hot flashes and night sweats are especially tied to your sleep. Hot flashes don't just wake you because of discomfort, they raise your core body temperature. Sleep, especially deep slow-wave sleep, requires a drop in body temperature by about 1 to 2 degrees. If your core stays high, your brain literally cannot enter restorative sleep stages. This is why cooling herbs and minerals like peppermint, sage, or magnesium make such a difference. They lower body heat and allow your brain to re-enter the cycles it needs. That's also why heavy alcohol or spicy foods before bed destroy sleep. They spike body temperature and trap you in shallow rest. So when you drink something like sage tea with a teaspoon of raw honey and a splash of lemon, you're doing 3 things: lowering body temperature, balancing blood sugar, and calming cortisol. The result is not just falling asleep faster. It's avoiding the 3 a.m. wake-up that ruins the rest of the night. Now, as promised, let me give you that hormone balancing tonic. Take 1 cup of warm oat milk. Add 1 teaspoon of ground flaxseed, half a teaspoon of turmeric, a pinch of black pepper, and a drizzle of honey. This combination provides lignans to mimic estrogen, turmeric to lower inflammation, pepper to activate turmeric, and honey to stabilize blood sugar. It doesn't just put you to sleep. It reduces the hot flashes that would wake you. Women who try this often notice within a week that their nights are smoother and their mornings brighter. You've probably noticed that even on the nights when you do manage to sleep, you don't always wake up refreshed. That's because sleep is not just about quantity, it's about quality. After 50, it's easy to spend more time in light sleep stages and less in deep and REM sleep. And deep sleep is where the body repairs tissues, balances hormones, and consolidates memory. Without it, you wake up foggy, achy, and emotionally unstable. This is where your nighttime drink plays a second role, not just helping you fall asleep, but guiding you into the correct stages of sleep so that the hours you get are truly restorative. Let's connect this to the circadian rhythm. Your body runs on a 24-hour clock controlled by the suprachiasmatic nucleus in the brain. Light is the master signal, but food and drink are also powerful cues. When you consume certain nutrients at night, you're essentially telling your clock, it's safe, it's dark, it's time to power down. But if you eat heavy, starchy, or high-sugar foods late, the clock becomes confused, cortisol rises, and your rhythm drifts. That's why a targeted drink can reset the body's internal timing system. It's subtle, but powerful. For example, glycine, the amino acid we discussed earlier, does more than just relax the nervous system. It also lowers core body temperature and enhances slow-wave sleep. In studies, people taking glycine before bed woke up less during the night and felt more refreshed in the morning. This is a rare case where one nutrient improves both sleep depth and next-day function. Adding collagen powder to your nightly drink is a simple way to harness this effect. Now, let's talk about morning after energy. You may have noticed that even when you sleep, your mornings feel heavy, like you're wading through mud. This is often because cortisol, the hormone that should be highest in the morning, is still stuck low. Your body's rhythm has flipped. A good nighttime drink doesn't just lower cortisol in the evening. It helps reset the entire curve so that by morning, cortisol rises naturally. This is what allows you to wake up alert instead of sluggish. Picture this. You drink a warm almond milk blend with honey and cinnamon at 9:30 p.m. It steadies your blood sugar, calms cortisol, and gives your brain the raw materials for melatonin. You fall asleep by 10:30, cycle into deep sleep by midnight, and stay there for several hours. By 5 or 6 a.m., cortisol begins to rise naturally. You wake up with energy because your body has restored its rhythm. Compare that to nights where you skip this ritual. You fall asleep late, wake at 3 a.m., toss until 5, and then drag yourself out of bed exhausted. The difference is night and day. Let's move into a recipe designed specifically for nighttime anxiety. Take 1 cup of chamomile tea, mix it with half a cup of warm oat milk, and stir in a teaspoon of collagen. Add a dash of nutmeg. The chamomile soothes the nervous system, the oat milk provides magnesium, the collagen offers glycine, and the nutmeg activates serotonin pathways. Together, they calm both body and mind. Drink this slowly, almost meditatively, and notice how your chest loosens, your heart slows, and your thoughts quiet. This is more than sleep. It's nervous system repair. But before we get there, let's tackle another overlooked factor: hydration. Dehydration is a hidden cause of insomnia. Even mild dehydration raises cortisol, thickens blood, and makes the heart work harder at night. Many women cut off fluids early in the evening to avoid bathroom trips, but this often backfires. The key is not to stop drinking altogether, but to hydrate wisely. Electrolyte balance matters more than sheer volume. A small cup of mineral-rich water or coconut water before bed can prevent dehydration without overloading your bladder. That's why pairing your nighttime drink with a pinch of sea salt or magnesium-rich ingredients works. It hydrates at the cellular level. So let me give you another recipe. Take half a cup of coconut water, half a cup of warm oat milk, a squeeze of lime, and a teaspoon of honey. This blend provides electrolytes, magnesium, and gentle glucose support. It's refreshing, hydrating, and sleep-promoting all at once. Try this especially on nights when you've sweated more or exercised late. It prevents that dry mouth, restless sleep that dehydration causes. By now, you understand that sleep after 50 is not just about closing your eyes. It's about chemistry, rhythm, and balance. Hormones shift, neurotransmitters weaken, blood sugar dips, and cortisol rises at the wrong time. But instead of fighting your body with pills or forcing yourself into silence, you can guide it gently with something as simple as what you drink at night. 1 cup, taken with intention, becomes a signal to your entire system. Slow down, repair, and restore. Let's put all of this into a practical routine you can start tonight. Think of this as your weekly rotation. Why rotate? Because your body's needs shift day by day. Some nights your blood sugar is the problem. Some nights it's hot flashes. Some nights it's stress. By matching the drink to the problem, you stop chasing symptoms and instead address the cause. Here's the plan. Monday and Thursday. The blood sugar stabilizer. This is your honey cinnamon almond milk blend. 1 cup of warm almond milk, 1 teaspoon of raw honey, a sprinkle of cinnamon. Drink it 30 to 60 minutes before bed. This drink is your anchor. It keeps your blood sugar steady, calms cortisol, and prevents that 3 a.m. wake up. Use it at the start of the week to reset your rhythm. Tuesday and Friday. The Hormone Soother Key Golden Milk with Oat Milk. 1 cup oat milk, half a teaspoon turmeric, a pinch of black pepper, cinnamon, and a drizzle of honey. This is your anti-inflammatory, hormone-balancing drink. It cools night sweats, smooths hot flashes, and reduces the brain inflammation that disrupts sleep. Use it on nights when you feel restless, overheated, or achy. Wednesday. The nervous system. Calmer. Chamomile oat milk blend with collagen and nutmeg. 1 cup chamomile tea mixed with half a cup warm oat milk, 1 teaspoon collagen powder, and a pinch of nutmeg. This is the night you focus on deep nervous system repair. The glycine cools body temperature. The chamomile calms racing thoughts, and the nutmeg boosts serotonin. Use this when anxiety is keeping you up. Saturday. The hot flash fighter. Sage and lemon balm tea with honey. Brew a strong cup of sage and lemon balm, then add a teaspoon of raw honey. Drink this on nights when hot flashes are your worst enemy. It cools your body from the inside out and prevents those sudden, sweaty wake-ups that ruin your sleep cycles. Sunday. The hydration reset. Coconut water and oat milk blend with lime and honey. Half a cup coconut water, half a cup oat milk, squeeze of lime, and 1 teaspoon honey. This restores electrolytes, rehydrates your body, and balances minerals. It's especially helpful after a long week, exercise, or if you've had alcohol or caffeine that day. Notice how each drink has a role. They're not random. They're targeted solutions designed to match the most common sleep disruptors after 50. Rotate them weekly, or simply choose the one that matches your need that night. Either way, your sleep begins to stabilize, your mornings brighten, and your body starts trusting that it's safe to rest. But here's the final truth I want you to carry. Your body is not broken. Too many women believe sleeplessness is just their fate after menopause. That belief keeps you trapped. What you've learned here is that your body is still responsive. Give it the right inputs, nutrients, minerals, amino acids, and it will respond with rest. Sleep is not lost. It just needs the right signals. Let me remind you why this matters so much. Sleep is not just about feeling rested. It is the master regulator of your health. Poor sleep increases the risk of weight gain, insulin resistance, heart disease, memory loss, and even bone weakness. But when you restore sleep, you restore everything. Hormones rebalance, metabolism steadies, memory sharpens, mood stabilizes. One simple nightly ritual is not a luxury. It is a strategy for health. So here's your challenge. For the next 7 nights, follow this plan. Rotate the drinks, match them to your symptoms, and pay attention to how your body responds. Keep a journal. Write down when you fall asleep, when you wake, how you feel in the morning. You'll see the patterns shift. And once you see the change, you'll know this is not theory. This is your body responding to care. Sleep doesn't come from forcing. It comes from balance. And balance comes from small, intentional choices. Tonight, your choice is simple. Pick your drink, prepare it with care, and let your body do what it was designed to do. Rest, heal, and restore. To watch more insightful videos, tap any of the cards showing on your screen.